How's it going, everybody? We are back again for another Dokkan battle video. And alright, finally, after 6 years of this game, we are finally getting an LR Super JANEMBA. This is definitely one of the most hype units I've been looking forward to for a very long time. But my dream has finally been made into reality. JANEMBA finally got his own LR. And he's really good. I dare say he is a top 5 LR in the game, or top 5 best unit in the game. He's, if not top 5, he's easily top 10 without question. I would say he's well up there, I would say. So let's think, of course, as usual, shout out to Goresh for the translations for the extreme physical. That is one thing to keep in mind. We are now getting a physical JANEMBA, so that is pretty cool to see. So let's talk about him, right? Or excuse me, my mistake as usual.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so there we go. So now let's officially talk about the LR Super JANEMBA. So let's talk about him. So number 1 is his leader skill. Corroded Body and Mind and Movie Boss category key 4 and 150% across the board. That is an extremely good leader skill, like dual category lead, because number 1, we are finally getting a Movie Boss's lead that is not a pure Saiyan's lead. Now that's not like the Brolys and Turles aren't like necessarily, it's not a bad thing that they're the only Movie Boss's leaders, but obviously AGL Turles needs his EZA. That's obviously a given. So he's not really viable as a, well, he's good, but he's obviously aged a lot, so he's not really good for a lot of the end game events. Dragon Ball Super Broly is the exact same way, and then obviously the Extreme Int Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, he is very good, but he doesn't benefit the Movie Boss team because he doesn't do anything for that team. He himself is just an absolute monster of a unit, but he doesn't link well with a lot of the other different units. Because if we take a look at Movie Bosses in general, yes, this Broly is an absolutely insane unit, but you're not going to be linking him with a lot of these other different villains like the Cooler or the JANEMBA units, for example, who all have metamorphosis, shocking speed, big bad bosses, and stuff like that. The Brolys just don't have that, right? So this is definitely huge that Movie Bosses is getting a new leader that isn't a pure Saiyan. That's really nice to see. And then also Corroded Body and Mind is also getting a brand new leader. This is also going to be huge as well, because this is also an excuse now to bring some of these other types of villains onto the Movie Boss team, in particular the Goku Black units. This is going to be a nice way to blend the Goku Black units with the Movie Boss team, which is obviously great to see. Same goes for Baby as well. Baby is going to be a nice addition to that. Quickly taking a look here. Mass Saiyan EZA, that'll be nice for the category as well. Majin Vegeta also going to be super crazy for it as well. Definitely a nice buff all around. So I would say JANEMBA easily has one of the best leader skills among all the the regular summonable LRs. Jiren being a prime example of another good leader skill, right? So let's move on. Super attack effect. Only on his both his 12 key and 18 key super attack, he is lowering defense, which is cool. I wish he did it a little bit more, but obviously lowering defense is still perfectly fine. Again, wish he did a little bit more on that, but it is what it is. So passive skill, let's talk about it. So 120% attack and defense at the start of turn. Great, that's cool. Then here we go. Guaranteed guard activated against all attacks as the first or second attacker in the turn. Obviously, that's amazing. I was obviously expecting to have another JANEMBA unit with guaranteed guard. This obviously puts him well above most units in the game, because guard is obviously absolutely broken. So first and second attacker in the turn, guaranteed guard, fantastic ability. Now this part right here is a little bit outdated. This came out, Goresh posted this around 5 o'clock this morning when it first came out. They have since then retweeted the information. So this gain ki +1 and attack and defense 22%. The attack and defense stay the same, but now he gains 2 ki and 22% attack and defense every time when attacking as the second or third attacker in the turn. Maximum of 6 ki and attack and defense plus 66%. So he only needs 3 attacks to have 6 ki and attack and defense 66%. So we're looking at 186% attack and defense like fully built up like this. That's really, really good considering he's also a physical type unit, so of course he does have built-in additionals. So that's definitely going to be huge for him. And then this final part really sets him apart from a lot of different units. High chance, which is a 50% chance to nullify blast-based super attacks aimed at this character. Now, that's like, when you look at it on paper, it's like, oh, that's not really, that might not be a huge deal, but actually that is kind of a huge deal, because let's take a look at our other unit that does this nullification effect, which is LR Super Gogeta. He was the first unit to introduce this nullification super attack mechanic. But the problem with there's a number of different problems that I've already discussed with Gogeta with this, right? But here's the thing with him. Number one, you need Gogeta out on the field for this to even proc, right? So you're looking at either turn 4 or turn 5, bare minimum, to get Gogeta out on the field, okay? Then, number one, Gogeta needs to perform an Ultra Super attack on that enemy first. And then, that enemy needs to perform a melee super attack after that. So not only do you need Gogeta out on the field, Gogeta needs to land an 18 ki super attack, and then assuming that the enemy survives, he also has to perform a melee super attack. This whole nullification super attack effect is almost as rare as AGL-LR Gohan's transformation mechanic to Super Saiyan 2. You are almost never, ever going to see this. JANEMBA, though, does not have any sort of, like, restrictions on him. The only thing is a 50% chance. Otherwise, there is no restrictions on him. This can be activated turn 1, no restrictions, no health requirements, no nothing. This is just a simply 50-50 shot of nullifying super attacks aimed at blast-based super attacks, which, oh, by the way, makes up pretty much the entirety of the game. Like, Extreme Super Battle Road, for example, all the enemies that you fight all have blast-based super attacks. All the Gokus, Vegetas, the Goku family, they all use Kamehamehas. All the Vegeta use Big Bang attacks and stuff like that. So, obviously, this is pretty huge. Like, he literally says, F you. And, like, he's by far one of the best defensive units in the entire game. Guaranteed guard. His stats are also really, really high, too. 10,000 defense is nothing to slouch at, by the way. So, like, he's going to be well around 200,000 defense. Not taking it into account his insane link set. Obviously, JANEMBA units have absolutely ludicrous link sets. Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Yeah, this guy is easily one of the best defensive units in the entire game, and he, like, all of this is just a 50-50 shot of nullifying the super attacks, and it's insane. It's literally insane. So, yeah, I mean, and we're not even talking about his active skill, which is a rage mechanic. He gets his sword. I believe it's only going to be for, like, 1 turn or something like that. So let's strictly talk about it, right? Able to be used once 6 turns have elapsed from the start of turn and HP is 66% or above. Now, obviously, this is only going to really apply for long events, of course. If you're not really going to be seeing this much in Super Battle Road, obviously. God of Destruction event, yeah, you will probably be seeing this because, like, it's pretty common to go 6+ turns into the God of Destruction event, I would say. At least from my experience, right? And then, I mean, above 66% HP is not really a huge deal, considering that, like, Metamorphosis is a healing link in general. And, I mean, with, like, being how defensive this unit is, you're really not going to be taking all that much damage with him out on the field, like, to be perfectly honest. I mean, with nullification of like a 50-50 shot of nullifying super attacks, having almost 200, almost like around 200,000 defense, if not more, and then guaranteed guard, I mean, like, you're not getting touched with this guy on the field, realistically. Then he goes into the rage mode if you do so. Now, his rage mode is very, very, very good. For this one turn, he has the LR Gohan mechanic where he gains an additional key per key spear obtained, so 2 key for each key spear obtained. So, like, the problem with rage modes is that, or like the grade 8 mechanic and stuff like that, is that getting a super attack for them is rough sometimes, because obviously they're not linking with any other units, so you need a lot of key to give them their super attacks, right? But Janemba is a completely different breed, because say if you're running 2 of this guy, he's giving himself 4 key, so 2 Janembas that makes 8 key, and then he's giving himself an extra 2 key per key spear obtained. You only need 2 key spear for a 12 key super attack. And it's like that. It's that simple. And then it's obviously easier if you give him more for an 18 key super attack. And then this part is also really, really insane. He has the LR UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta super attack mechanic where it's a 50% chance to perform a critical hit, but then if he does an additional super, it's guaranteed crit. So this rage mode is actually like super insanely good. Like he'll be dishing out some pretty nasty damage with this rage mode. Yeah, I mean, like, and then obviously let's look at his categories: movie bosses, transformation boost, corroded body and mind, and explosive rage. That is a brand new category for this Janemba. Usually it would just be movie bosses, transformation boost, and corroded body and mind. Exploding rage, obviously, that's, you know, that's pretty cool to see that Janemba finally gets a new category, or you know, only this Janemba applies since this Janemba has the rage mode. But all in all, this Janemba is really, really good. Borderline, I would say he's easily a top 5 unit. I don't think, obviously, I don't think he's better than LRUI Goku or Blue Evolution Vegeta. I don't think. I don't know. Do I say he's better than STR Vegito, or no? I don't know if I don't think he's better than STR Vegito. Maybe you could swing the argument he's better than LR Super Gogeta. Just maybe. I don't know. It's really, really tough to say. I'll need to see first in, like, tonight we'll get the data download for him. So obviously we will see, like, I'm sure Truth or, you know, any other Dokkan tuber that has access to a private server can, you know, or like DBC Carry off the top of my head. They're the main guys that put out the private server videos, and then obviously they will showcase what they look like in game. I need to see what Janemba's damage output is going to be looking like the first 2 turns, because, like, here's the thing. Janemba will, in order to activate Janemba's full passive, he will need to attack 3 times. Now, if you're not getting additional super attacks, that is, you know, obviously 3 different turns of Janemba. So, like, what, turn 6, like, turn 5, turn 6 is when his full passive is going to be active, as long as if you're not getting additional super attacks. So, you know, of course, I need to see what his initial attack stat is going to be the first turn that he's out on the field, and then what it will become once he's fully built up to really judge how good he is. Just like, I don't even need to see his defense. I know this Janemba is going to be insane defensively. I don't even need to see his defense. I know this Janemba is by far the best, one of the best defensive units in the entire game. I just want to see what his offense is going to look like first before I really judge him. I think he's easily top 10, without question. Without question, he's top 10 best unit in the game. Now, do I say he's top 5? Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Like I said, I want to wait and see. Like, I want to see what his damage output is going to be first to really judge, like, how I want to look at it. Because, obviously, like, in terms of the scale, it'll go, like, LR UI Goku, LR Blue Evolution Vegeta, the STR Vegito and Tech LR Gogeta, and then my 5th spot is LR STR Broly. So it's like, do I place this guy above LR STR Broly? I will need to, like, I'll need to wait and see in game how it is. But I don't know. I mean, this guy, I really have no complaints about him whatsoever. Like, as like the problem with all Janembas, like, obviously you can complain all day about Tech Janemba easily. I will, I will be on that train with you guys, complaining about Tech Janemba. Like, okay, here's one of my main complaints that I wish that they did with this Janemba, which was, I wish they would have made this guy an orb changer simply because of this guy. I definitely believe that this guy needed a buff from this LR Janemba. I definitely thought he could have and should have maybe been an orb changer, just so this guy would work a little better, because obviously, at needing 4 ki for this guy is definitely rough a lot of the time to activate his support capabilities, and then this guy needs like 3 orbs to activate his passive and whatnot. It sucks. It really, really sucks a lot. So if I had to nitpick, yeah, maybe he could have been an orb changer or something like that. But other than that, I love this unit. I already love this unit, and I haven't even seen him in game yet. And then, like, obviously, like I mentioned, like I was trying to explain earlier, the problem with all Janemba units in general is the lack of categories. The movie boss, transformation boost, corroded body and mind. Exploding rage is definitely a nice buff for him as well. I'll give him that. But obviously, having only 3 category teams definitely hurts this guy. Compared to, like, Super Gogeta, STR Broly, who are on like 10 different categories or something like that. So it's like, I don't know where I would rank him as of yet. Do I place him above Broly? Do I place him above Gogeta? I don't know as of yet. But like, looking at these teams, like, obviously this is a massive buff for corroded body and mind without question. This is a massive buff to movie bosses as well. Transformation boost, I mean, I've been preaching this for over 2 years, or like almost 2 years now since his release, but this is just another massive W for STR Cooler, still making him one of the most, probably one of the best aged units in the game for a very long time now. I mean, like, we're coming up on 2 years since his release, and he's still borderline a top 10 TUR. I would say he's obviously fallen off quite a bit to some of the more recent TURs that have come out, but I would definitely place him somewhere in the top 10 TURs still. He is still extremely, extremely good. Obviously, like, the presence of the physical cooler EZA has definitely buffed him a lot, I would say. And then, obviously, like looking at his link set, Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle. Does Cooler have Fear and Faith? I have to double check this. No, he does not have Fear and Faith, but he does have, he has Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, and Fierce Battle. So, I mean, like I said, he's going to be linking well with Cooler, and then in particular, he's going to be linking extremely well with LR Boo Tanks. This is going to be a great W for the extreme physical typing. In particular, he'll link really well with LR, he'll link well with the Boo Tanks and then LR Boo Han as well. Because, like, Boo Tanks has Metamorphosis, Shocking Speed, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. So that's like, what, 5 links out of the gate. And then if you transform it into Boo Han, Fear and Faith becomes Big Bad Bosses, obviously. So he is a fantastic linking partner for LR Boo Han. So that's a huge W right there, and they share transformation boost with one another, so that's pretty good to see as well. So I mean, like, and then, like I said, transformation boosts, I mean, the category keeps on getting better with literally every other Dokkan Fest, or Dokkan Fest Legendary Summon. It just keeps getting better and better, which is why I always say that STR Cooler is going to be, until Cooler gets replaced with another transformation boost leader, he's going to remain relevant for a very long time. Because obviously Cooler himself is still very, very good, and then, like, obviously transformation boost is still borderline one of the top 5 categories in the entire game, I would say. I really, like I said, I've been preaching it for nonstop for almost 2 years now, but I mean, yeah, you just can't help it. So, I mean, that's really it. That is basically everything we know as of right now for this LR Super Janemba. He's really, really good. I honestly love what they did with him. I really honestly have no true complaints about this guy other than maybe the orb changing, but he really didn't need it, to be honest. This guy is really, really cool. I really cannot wait to see what how he performs in game. The data download for JP will arrive sometime later tonight. At the time of this recording, it should be roughly around 10 to 12 hours when the data download drops, and then obviously we'll see how he looks in game. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.
I have spoken.